Here we are going to look at trigonometric ratios, right? In order for us to use trigonometric ratios, we must use it with a right angle triangle. And here we have a right angle triangle. So the first thing we have to do is label the sides. So where we locate 90 degrees, where 90 degrees is pointing to, this is hypotenuse, all right? Locate your acute angle, and where it is pointing to, this is opposite to the acute angle, and the other side is adjacent. So we have our sides labeled. We recall sohcahtoa. This helps us remember our trig ratios. Sine of the acute angle is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Cos of the acute angle is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan of the acute angle is opposite over adjacent. So you tick the side you have, you tick the side you need to find. So we're looking for an acute, we're looking for a trig ratio with hypotenuse and opposite. So sine of the acute angle has opposite and hypotenuse, so this one is the one we want. Cosine only have hypotenuse, it doesn't have opposite. Tan only have opposite, it doesn't have hypotenuse. So we know we want to use sine. So sine of the acute angle, sine, let me write that, sine theta degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Now we substitute in what we have. We have sine 30 degrees is equal to opposite, which is x, over hypotenuse, which is 20. So therefore, x is equal to 20 multiplied by sine 30 degrees. You didn't have to put the multiplication sign, I just put that for emphasis. To get rid of the 20, it simply means we multiply both sides by 20. This will cancel out here, we remain with x, all right? Now, if you put in your calculator, sine 30, we'll get a half. Now, make sure your calculator is in degrees. If your calculator is in radians and you put sine 30 in it, you won't get a half. You get the wrong answer. So 20 multiplied by a half is equal to x. 10 meters is equal to x. So we have x is equal to 10 meters. All right. That's number one. Let's look at number two. So number two, the first thing we do, label our sides. All right, so this is the right angle where it's pointing to. This is hypotenuse, right? This is our acute angle where that is pointing to. This is opposite. And this other side is adjacent. I usually label the adjacent side last. So take the side they gave us, take the side we need to find. Our trig ratio is sohcahtoa. So we need a trig ratio with hypotenuse and adjacent. So hypotenuse and adjacent. We have hypotenuse and adjacent here. So it's cosine we are going to use. Here's hypotenuse, it doesn't have adjacent. Here's adjacent, no hypotenuse. So we know definitely cosine trig ratio we are going to use. So cosine or cos theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. All right. Adjacent over hypotenuse, E over H. So we do substitute now. Cos 60 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is 10, over hypotenuse, which is x. Now we have to transpose. So we have x multiplied by cos 60 degrees is equal to 10. What I did just now to get rid of the x below here, I multiply both sides by x. This will cancel out. All right, you remain with 10 is equal to cos 60 x times cos 60 degrees. All right, so that's what I did. I don't write all that. I know that, okay, I need to get rid of x. I multiply this side by x. It will cancel out. I need to multiply this side as well by x. Now, remember, we want to find out what x is equal to. So we need to get x equal to something. So x is equal to 10 divided by cos 60. Let me write that a little better than that. All right, so what did I do? Basically, I divided both sides by cos 60 degrees. I know this will cancel out with this, and I would remain with x is equal to 10 over cos 60 degrees. All right, so I wouldn't write all that. Understanding the concept is important. So since I know I need to get x alone, I divide both sides by cos 60 degrees. So it will cancel out here. And I divide this by cos 60 degrees. So now, x is equal to, I use my calculator and make sure it is in degrees. 10 divided by cos 60. And I will get 20 centimeters. Simple. All right. Label your triangle. Take the sides you have. Take the side you need to find. Write down your trig ratio. Choose your trig ratio from the side you have and the side you need to find. You quote it. You make a substitution. You transpose, and you get your answer. So let's look at this one. So I'll do these a little faster. So I label my side, 90 degrees, pointing to, here's hypotenuse. Here's opposite, and here is adjacent. It doesn't matter the orientation of the triangle, all right? Once you locate, you know where your 90 degrees, where your acute angle is to get your opposite, the other side is adjacent, you get the right side, right? You label the right side. Now, sohcahtoa, right? We're looking for adjacent and opposite, right? So we have opposites adjacent, so we're using tan theta is opposite over adjacent. Tan 45 degrees is equal to x over 15. Substitution, opposite is x, 15 is adjacent. X is equal to 15 multiplied by tan 45 degrees. Use a calculator. Now, tan 45 is equal to 1, right? So 15 multiplied by 1 is 15 meters. That is what x is equal to. So we did 1, 2, and 3, following the same pattern. Doesn't matter the orientation of the triangle, we are following the same pattern. First, label the sides. 90 degrees, this is hypotenuse. All right. Opposite, adjacent. Nice, sohcahtoa. Right, we want hypotenuse and opposite. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse, since we have O and H, opposites and hypotenuse here. Substitute. All right, this 5 a little better than that. X is 5 multiplied by sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 degrees, when you use your calculator, is equal to a half. So 5 by a half is equal to x. Well, x is 5 over 2, or 2.5 cm. That's the answer right there. number 4. Okay. So we did 1, 2, 3, and 4. We follow the same pattern, right? The same pattern. Basically, label your triangle, because you know it has trigonometric ratio deals with right angle triangles. Label your triangle. Tick the side you have, tick the side you need to find. Write down your trig ratios with sohcahtoa. That helps you to remember what your trig ratios are. Choose the correct trig ratio based on the side that you have and the side that you need to find. Substitute, all right, transpose, and get your answer. So that's it for trigonometric ratio as it relates to finding the unknown side.